As Jack would say, the Joker, it's showtime. Hmm. Oh, good. The audio was there. I was just checking it on YouTube to make sure I wasn't muted. And there is this. Happy weekend, everyone. It is Saturday. You're not up yet. Well, that's okay. The weekend. I just got up. I love you. I'm here for you. Well, I'm here for someone. Smooth, baby. Smooth. Brian says, that's okay. Sorry, I got to take care of my girls sometimes during the stream. When we're rich, they'll want me to stream. Yeah, laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah, I said, sorry, Ryan, I had to bug. Yeah, after a while, I had to bug. Welcome to the show, the star of the show, David Brink.
Rex, hello, sir.
How are you, sir? You're always looking as handsome and dapper as ever.
Dapper.
One of the nicest
That's a
hats.
great word. Dapper.
Yeah, absolutely. I borrowed it from the English.
What does it
Yeah.
mean, dapper? In English, what does it mean?
Uh, very mm, very in style.
Oh, okay.
How about
All
that?
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have the same word. We have exactly the same word in Dutch called dapper. We
Uh-huh.
pronounce it dapper, and it means brave.
Brave. There you go. Okay.
Yes.
What did your name mean, Dave? Do you
Uh,
know the meaning of your name?
Dave is from David, right? A biblical name.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You mean that
Mm-hmm.
one? And then you have a brink. That's a Dutch. That's old
Hey,
Dutch
Glenn.
word for a hey Glenn, for a town square. They call that the brink.
Oh, wow. Okay. And they
Yeah.
also call the Brink prison. You don't want to go
Oh,
to the
really?
Brink. A military prison. Yeah.
Okay. That's the
Yeah.
English.
Or maybe I'm thinking the Brig.
Oh, yeah,
The
the
Brig. But
brick, like the brick house.
Brink. Oh,
Like the-
oh, I know it. Like you're driving me to the brink of insanity.
yeah, yeah. I know that one. I first when I named my label, I was thinking about maybe I should do something with the name, like
Uh-huh.
brink off. I don't
Yeah.
know, something
Well, words
creative. But
words have meaning though, don't they?
yeah,
They
exactly.
have force, they have impact. If I tell you all your life, Dave, you're just like your father, you're never going to be anything, you're a worthless bum, your self-esteem's going to be about that big. But if I tell you you're handsome, you're brave, you're on the brink of a new discovery in life, you're on an
Yeah.
adventure, a journey, savor every moment of it, you're probably, you know, going to be more narcissistic. I don't know.
Yes.
But
Yes.
your
Yeah.
self-esteem is going to be a little larger.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think maybe the new generation got a little bit too many compliments, or like
I think
you
so.
can be everything. You can be everything you want. So
Here
and they
is your trophy for participating. We never
yes,
got that. There were
they ex-
winners and losers, and there was personal responsibility and consequences that came with that, right?
exactly,
If you
exactly.
wanted it bad enough, you could train, and that still didn't mean. I mean, Earl Bell was a pole vaulter. He won third, the bronze, in here in town. He has a pole vaulting place out where I grew up
What did you
for
say?
years.
Pole?
Pole
What?
vaulting, where
Oh,
they have
pole
to
vault.
go and
Oh, right.
run and
Yes,
go over and
yes.
then land. Uh, yeah, and even though he trained and was one of the best in the world, he only won third place. So go figure. But he's trained many a pole vaulter that have went on to win maybe gold, if I'm correct on that.
Really?
So
Oh, wow.
I mean, some of us are better athletes than others. Some of us are better artists, or that's very subjective. But I mean, still, there's good art, there's bad art, and I mean,
Sure.
let's be real about it. I know art is subjective, and I have some comics that the art sucks, but
Sure.
I love the rare print, the indies. I respect that they did it and they got it out there. A lot of people would say hogwash, and I've had them tell me that. But still, to me, those are some comics that I really treasure that are crap, but they're there and you can't
Right.
ignore them, you
Right.
know?
The fact that people actually made them and put
Right. I
effort in them and
respect
passion in
that.
them.
And for
Yes.
years I said, Dave, I want to do this. I want to create my own comic. I want to get excited about comics. I want to,
Yes.
I want to do the Jack Kirby thing and interject my voice into this very noisy room.
Yes. And at some point in your life, you just have to do it. I
Maybe
think
our
there are
cover.
there are many people who have like dreams, like I'm going to do this with my life. I'm going to be a writer, or I'm going to be an actor, or whatever. But it will always be the dream when you don't actively do something with it. And even then there is no guarantee. But
Well, I'm reminded of that movie of that Major League Baseball pitcher, Glenn. When you question that, be a little quippy with that. He was all of a sudden, inexplicably became a Major League Baseball player in his late 40s because he was throwing the ball almost close to 100 miles an hour all of a sudden consistently.
mhm.
And he did that for only a couple years, but he made it to the major leagues. His dream came true. When he should have been slowing up, for some reason he was speeding up, and they made a movie out of that, and it was a wonderful movie. Um,
Oh, I
uh,
have to check it out.
yeah, I forget what it's called, but maybe
The weird,
Shadowhawk can tell us.
yeah, the
But
weird, the weird thing is that I'm not really into sports, but
right,
I do like sports movies. When you see the journey someone goes through to
yeah,
make it.
like Seabiscuit or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that tells a true story that's based on true life. I
yes,
think we all, especially if it has a good ending, the good guy won, circumstances worked out. That didn't mean that they didn't go through some trials, some conflict along the way. Welcome to the show, my co-host, Shadowhawk,
Hey, Shadowhawk.
Hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing, sir?
with this new icon. Check that out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
That
thank you,
remind
thank you.
that reminds
I'll
me
try.
of this French artist. Damn, the name eludes
Uh,
me right
it
now.
may it may be. I got it from a artist called Fandigrams on Instagram. It's Pandigrams. Um,
Okay,
I
well,
believe it's a female artist, and she does quite a bit of fantasy, like dragons, elves, that kind of stuff.
What
all
did you
right.
just call me? I love to say that. It's spelled da 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 da. What did you just call me?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
I'm
Glenn.
not
We
sure.
have We have Burkholder in the house, and we had Glenn Fleming in the house. So say
Hey,
hello,
Glenn.
Shadow.
Eastlyn. Hello,
Yeah.
Eastlyn.
Hey, Isla. Hi, Glenn. Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
No,
It wasn't. It wasn't the artist I mentioned. I don't know the artist that you mentioned, but there is this French artist. I don't remember the name. I have to look it up. But he has fantastic art with like what's the comic called? Immortals or something. They made a movie out of this
Oh yeah.
many years back, and it has like human bodies with animal heads in it.
Anthropomorphic, I guess.
Yes, really strange style, but beautiful.
What is your standee above your shoulder on the other side there of your spinner rack? The other
This one?
side. Nope, the other side of you.
There?
Yes, up there, right there, where your hand
There.
is.
Okay, let me get it for you. One sec, I will show you.
And there's another great icon to Genuine Comics.
Ah, yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. It's very alien-like, but it reminds me of Dr. Spectrum. Remember Dr. Spectrum?
Oh,
Marvel
yeah.
Green Lantern.
Uh-huh.
That's not what I was talking about, Dave. I knew you grabbed the wrong thing, but that's fine. Let's see what you
got. Did I grab the wrong thing? You didn't mean this? But this is awesome, man. I want to show you this. This is fantastic.
I knew you did. Yeah.
This is awesome.
You going to switch cameras or you going to hold it up? Okay.
Yeah. Do you know Scott Clark? I've heard of him.
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, fantastic artist. One of my favorite artists. His career was very brief. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Within a few years, he worked for what's it called? Wildstorm.
Oh yeah. And
he had this fantastic style with over the top, like exaggerated body proportions, with fantastic shadow work.
Yeah. Look at that bicep. So good, man. That's huge.
Yeah. And there's this Facebook group, right? And they offered to make a Wildstorm Legends Scott Clark Artifact Edition if enough people signed up for it.
Right.
And they would make the exact amount of orders, and I was one of the lucky ones to get this. And look the size; it's pretty heavy, also, man. This is brilliant stuff.
Yeah, didn't Scott Clark die suddenly or something? And I believe he was pretty young still as well.
I don't really know how he died, what happened.
But you can confirm that he did pass away.
Yes.
Okay.
Passed away.
Oh wow! I see a little Mike Turner influence on that 90s stuff.
It's that Wildstorm style, but
the
way he drew ladies, man, is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Now, does stuff beautiful. Like this really influence your Perfect 10 stuff?
Well, I just like the 90s overall with the art, with the style.
Right. Yeah.
So
wow, these are the Baywatch pinups, aren't they?
Yeah, they put them in the front for some reason.
Yeah. I'm trying to interject some sexy ladies into my universe, Dave, because sex sells, they say.
You have to do it, man. You have to do it.
You have to do it. I don't see a nose on her.
Look at the face. Look at that face. Yeah. Look, I love it when they can make something look this good with minimal line work.
Oh yeah. It's triangular and it almost looks Asian or alien.
Yeah. It's so good.
Interesting.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Don't
find
drool
something.
on the book, Dave.
Sorry?
Don't drool on the book. Wow, look at that. That looks like Magneto, doesn't it?
Gonna have to get that thing laminated.
Yeah. Or you know what? That also kind of looks like the Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the main villains of the Wildstorm comic. His name was
Shadowhawk has his name, knows his name, right?
Not right offhand, man.
I had to throw you under the bus.
I used to know it all really well.
Now, Now wasn't now that's Mammoth, isn't it? Or what was his name?
It's Mole.
Mall.
Mole. Yeah, from Wildstorm. I mean from
Wildcats.
Wildcats, right?
Yes, Wildcats.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a silly name. There was this one comic where someone told him they met him, some character met him,
Mhm.
and he introduced himself as Mole, and they asked where you go shopping.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, if you're
no,
in an
like in Mauler, he said.
if you're in an accident, Dave, you may get mauled. You know, you may get mangled. So
exactly.
I didn't mind the name. I mean, there are ridiculous names. Like I'm thinking of a character called Pit.
Pit. Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are some ridiculous names out there.
Hey, now you be nice to Pitt.
Yeah. Well, see, Shadowhawk's my authority. Now that's some Stormwatch there on the right,
Yes.
correct? And
Yes.
and on the left, yeah. I always remember the character with the big collar, and sometimes he'd have a dome over his head. I think.
Oh yeah, that's Battalion.
Yeah, Battalion. Was that Ripclaw above him on that one piece?
That's Ripclaw. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm not totally ignorant of Wildstorm.
Look at these shadows, man. The shadow.
Oh
work.
yeah,
I just love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure I've got some of his stuff in my collection. I'm sure.
Extraordinary ink slinging.
Was he primarily known as an inker, or was he inker artist?
No, he's the artist. Yeah.
Oh shoot, that looks like Jay Lee a little bit.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces here.
Yeah, that you can tell by that face. It looks, and the shadow work. It's got a Jay Lee influence. It seems like. Wow.
I just.
Yeah. What was that? What was that character in the back there? I always liked him.
This the big one. It's called Fuji.
Yeah, the monster. What was his name?
He's called Fuji after the mountain.
That's right. Yeah. Fuji. Yeah. I always liked Fuji.
And her name was Synergy. So by the way, this piece on the left here was the first ever piece I saw from Scott Clark. It was this cover, and I was like, "What the hell is this, man?" So that was my first exposure to his work.
Did he get a trophy for merely participating? See, I worked that. I circled back. I did the Jinsaki. Hey, Timothy Olsen. Yeah.
Well, Timothy.
Were we talking about?
Hello, Timothy.
Yes, we was. I was never big on Stormwatch.
Some characters from Waxworks.
I have a Stormwatch with a double cover, Dave. Do you have any double covers in your collection, or maybe a triple cover, or where it has multiple covers? Have you ever
in the collection? I probably.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. There is this crazy fold out on it's one of the Wildcats books. I think it's Wildcats 1. Is it? No, it's the first issue of Wildcats, the Wildcats versus Cyberforce crossover.
Oh yeah. I know,
and they have this 4-page fold out inside the book. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. So here's there's a little bit of different inking here. So a little bit of different style.
Oh yeah. I love snow scenes. Is that a snow scene? It almost looks like a snow scene.
Snow Saint?
I wonder if he used surely with the folds of the pants and stuff like that, he had to use some type of photography as for those shadows and stuff. He had
the reference,
for some type of that's Witchblade, isn't it, on the right?
That looks like Witchblade. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Looks like her armor sort of encrusting her.
All right, this was also some sort of crossover mini series.
Oh wow, yeah.
This is a double-page spread.
Yeah, look at Ripclaw's claw up in your face, and that's Void back there floating, right?
That's Void, yes.
And Grifter.
Up front here is Warblade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Spartan back there.
Spartan.
Yeah.
Let me. Where's
They're on
Spartan?
the left.
Oh, the Spartan. Yes,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
I forget the
So,
woman's name.
so you have the Zealots,
Oh,
and you
thanks,
have
Jonathan.
Oh, Zealot. Yeah, yeah. DC
and I
Comics owns these character now, don't they?
yeah, it's and they do nothing worthwhile with the man.
Right.
Yeah, they do
It's a
absolutely
shame.
nothing with it.
Hey,
Some smaller
Jonas.
pieces. Jonas, hello. Look at this, man. I can look at this
No,
for hours.
yeah. I mean, I know some image stuff in these characters. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to impress. I like identifying these characters. It keeps
Some
me in.
pencil work.
Wow, look
Yeah,
at
look at
that.
that.
It's
Now,
not inked
see
yet.
there, that's what I've been talking about. You can, I'll say that's Ripclaw and Warblade going at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can put pencil work in there if the pencils are dark enough and tight enough, right? Dark
Yes.
enough. Yeah, they got to be dark enough to reprint. I learned that I'll tell you, I learned that in 1983 when I met Ron Wilson. They said his early pencils were so dark, Dave, that they were grooved into the paper and the inker just had to come behind him and pour the ink in the grooves.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was very heavy-handed with the pencil when he first started out.
You have this comic, this one comic. It's called Cybernary. I don't know if you
Oh, yeah,
heard of
yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
called by it's drawn by Manabat. He also died, by the way.
Yeah.
But the
Wow.
inking there is too dark, man.
Mad About died too? Oh, shit.
Yes.
Wow.
Man,
Yeah, look at that
you lost a
reveal.
lot of great image guys
A lot of
early.
Michael Turner. A lot
Michael
of cool
Turner,
people
yeah.
from this era. Yeah.
What do
And
you like most about this, Dave? This era of comics? You just like the this is your generation's comics, I guess, and you're sort of what you grew up on, and what excited you as a kid, or what?
I was a teenager, so I read everything before that, the 80s also. I had 70s comics
Right.
also. But
Right.
this was the era where everything got turned up to 11.
yeah,
So the plus
just
it
the
showed
dynamic
me.
art
Plus,
that was coming out.
inspired me because you had all these people coming in with cool art styles that made
Wow,
their
look
own
at
thing.
look at that layout. Yeah, they were really challenging the big two, weren't they? The system on what.
Yes.
You know what really set them apart for me was the color, which this really doesn't show, but you had out of focus shots and blurs and lighting effects that had never been used in comics before Image or Wildstorm or any of those associated with Image. Yeah, there you go.
So good, man.
Really
So
Yeah,
good.
Image was the cutting edge of digital coloring at the time.
It's also what we also learned during the 90s, basically with Image Comics, is that writers are important because these Image
very
guys,
much.
they basically thought they could build this company based on their art alone. They were like these superstar artists, right? But if you look back at these stories, especially the first few years, the stories were pretty crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Definitely.
Apart from for instance, the Savage Dragon, but that was because
And what really
how to write.
What really hurt them, Dave? Distribution. The next issue coming out being late.
That also, yeah.
Yeah. Now that is a flat top, I would call crew cut on that one guy. You could land an aircraft carrier on him.
Look, man, this is the rule of cool, man. This just you draw something, you get a script, you draw something and make it look as cool as possible.
Right. What was the besides being sort of Wolverine bladed characters? What was the connection between Ripclaw and Warblade? Just was there a connection?
Yeah, well, I think at first so these creators created their own teams. You had Jim Lee created the team, and then Silvestri, and they both had these kind of similar characters with Ripclaw and Warblade. So it made sense that they tried to pitch them against each other.
That they would clash, yeah.
And they had this storyline about this lady called Misery, and she was like a telepath. She could influence them, and she created this rivalry between them.
Yeah, I love the layout of that. That's great. Yeah, it really translates. I know they were doing innovative things in color, but it really translates well. This guy's stuff in black and white, doesn't it?
Yeah.
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 Wow. It's almost a shame to color something like that when it's the black and white.
Some artists like Michael Turner. Michael Turner is fantastic, but he doesn't work like this with the heavy shading.
Right.
So the colorists get a lot of.
Timothy Olsen says, "Image inspired what I do." Timothy, you'll be happy in today's title. I'm pushing your book on the 4 o'clock shadow. Image, he says there's 4 days left on Melvin 3. Image lost money, Burkholder says, was in the news and might not survive. I had not heard that. Had you heard that,
Hawk? No, I had not. Although with what DC and and thanks to Jim Lee has done, or the lack of what they've done with Image characters over the last few years, it's not surprising.
Yeah, these modern comics are just mostly boring. They're boring. They look boring. The stories are predictable. The stories here were also predictable.
Do you like Larry Stroman stuff that did the Tribe?
Not really.
Not so much. It's kind of hit or miss with him with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stroman was he was kind of a eclectic taste, I guess.
Acquired taste, yeah.
Yeah.
Here you see does just the layout. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Just the layout.
The pencil roughs.
Yeah, the roughs.
Well, I mean the roughs before inking, is that Spawn?
I think that's the Spawn, yeah.
Looks like Spawn with the spikes.
Yeah. Yes.
They have that gestorial vibrancy, the energy still there. It's really the inking process where you nail that down. And that can either kill or enhance the energy, I think. The inking.
Yeah. A great inker can make fairly ordinary pencils look great, but a bad inker can make beautiful pencils look horrible.
Yeah, different inkers can make a lot of difference to. You have the same page. You have it inked by different inkers, and it looks completely different, man.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That's one of the things I love
with colorists, by the way.
But Scott's use of black, man, I love when guys aren't afraid of the black.
And you know what? If you look for his original artwork, it might be surprisingly affordable. I don't know. Might be out of this world.
Well, what I've heard, by the way, is that this book was put together by scanning original work from people who offered their scans.
Oh wow! Right.
Yeah. Oh wow!
That's awesome. Yeah. They probably let go of it.
I guarantee you, I wouldn't
they had to scan it and send it over. Or some more roughs. It's always cool.
Yeah, I always love to see the roughs, just the thinking process, even preliminary drawings.
Look at this,
really
this movement
behind the thinking process of some of the artists.
Yeah, man.
Did you happen to
like the side of that face? See, he darked that all in. He didn't have to do that. Usually they put little X's, right? Ink here.
Yeah, like this.
But he went the extra mile and darked all that in.
Yeah.
Here you see a lot of X's.
Mm-hmm.
Did you happen to check out Billy Tucci's recent one that he put out with just all the pencils on a recent She book?
Is that Telos? The character Telos?
I don't know.
Oh, Billy Tucci on the She books?
Yeah, yeah. He did a what he called a raw version. It was just all the layouts and his original pencils, no inks or anything. It's
Wow.
freaking amazing.
You
I
you
love it.
you have to have your light source for that, don't you? Down pat.
Oh yeah, look at
Yeah,
all the
Ryan's
black on
always
there.
talking about one light source coming from one
Yes.
laser. You can have multiple light sources. You just got to know where the light's coming from.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I'm sure Ryan knows that.
Yeah, Ryan's quite the ink slinger himself.
Yeah, this is with for instance Michael Turner. The colorists could just basically decide their own light source many times, but
Right.
not with Scott Clark, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
This is crazy. I think this later in his career,
Yeah.
wow, that's just beautiful work, man.
his art style changed a little bit. I think this was
Look at that.
during.
Was he
I
an
love that,
American
that
artist?
face
Was he
right
a
down there.
British artist? Where'd he come from? You know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet. I think Scott Clark was American, but I'm not positive.
Well, very American name, right? Scott Clark.
Well, I mean, yeah, that could be, English
Yeah, it
as
could
well.
be.
It's-
Yeah.
So you have a part of the comic also in it with lettering.
Okay. And
Oh,
that
cool.
standoff scene there was on another page earlier.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the lettering with it. Really
Yeah, look
cool,
at that
man.
overturned bus there.
This is I think this is the entire issue of Stormwatch 1. You can read
Oh,
it here. Yeah, Stormwatch 1 completely black and white, lettered.
I bought out a comic shop, and to my surprise, I found a copy of Stormwatch #1 that had a double cover.
Double cover.
Hmm
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
Was
still
double the
have it.
price?
I'm probably going to get it.
Yeah.
I don't know
You had
what
to pay twice
Stormwatch
for it.
#1's going for, but
Really cool, man.
usually high grade with more than one cover would
Yeah.
garner a little bit more in price.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of the image stuff really doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, for the incredible artwork and everything that you've got, the back issue prices really don't hold up. I don't think.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, they printed so
Anyway.
many of them at the
Yeah,
time.
what I was asking about, Dave, is back there by your mug, that standee. Is that a perfect 10?
Oh, the stand. Yeah, that's the perfect 10. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that, Rex. That's right there on my shelf.
Well, it appears to be on.
Make me
Yeah,
smaller.
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
There we go.
Thank you.
Sorry, Dave. Didn't mean to be up your nose hair.
That was the standee. I think that went along with the first or the second campaign for Perfect 10.
I
Um,
think
Okay.
it may have been the second because I believe I did a catch up
Okay,
and got
right,
1 and 2. Yeah, so
Right.
Don't get all nervy on me, Dave. I just like to ogle you like Perfect 10 back there on your spinner rack and all those other great books that you put
Okay.
out.
I'll
Yeah,
get
I
I'll
like
get the
that you-
standee.
I like
I'll
that
get the
you
standee
fill
for you.
your spinner rack with your stuff that you produce. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
yeah, that's awesome. Oh.
I'm gonna have to ask him about his icon. Shadowhawk, did you get some rest last night?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't. Well, a little bit.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah, look at
slept like a baby last night.
Now,
I completely forgot to have the logo here. Or
oh
something.
wow!
That's-
So you put that on? Was that like a card stock? I don't know what type of cardboard. What?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like cardboard and cut out with a standee behind it.
Yeah, thick. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could just fold it up. It was very easy. It fits just within the format
Yeah,
of a comic book.
Die cut. I like it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I had one
There's
down
one
here.
right there, Rex.
Oh, excellent!
Oh yeah.
Excellent, man.
Oh, I see you've got it right there. Wait a minute. Show it
Oh.
again.
Hold on.
You got it right
Okay.
there by your Spider Woman and Cyberfrog.
And
Wow.
Cybertruck.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in good
And then,
company, Dave.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
see. I see.
And
Yeah.
there's the new standee from Fiendish 2 from Rini.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I like standees.
Yep.
The only standees thus far that I have was from House Salad.
Oh yeah, I got all those bunch of them in there.
Yeah, but now I have a standee coming from Black Phantom. Wasn't that the name of the character?
Yep. Yeah, I got that one coming as well.
Yeah.
I'm getting quite the little collection of standees going. I can.
Yeah, I think it's great, Dave, that you can do crowdfunding, make trading cards, magnets, standees, anything your budget can expand to, right? It makes collecting even more fun. Hey, Carrie.
Oi, Carrie. Savaloy.
Dave, on your shows, I don't always catch them. I apologize, but I don't always catch everybody else's shows either. But now, do you get a lot of the people that come in here, like Carrie that's in the UK, or Glenn, or maybe It's a Lemons, or
I may have seen Glenn in the chat sometime.
Or maybe Jonas. Yeah. Jonas is over in Sweden, Sweden. Yeah.
It sounds Scandinavian. Jonas Olsen.
Yeah.
But I've seen Jonas in the chat. I haven't seen Carrie yet in the chat.
Because it's a time thing. They're closer to your time,
I do think I have a rather unique time slot for Sunday, so that's good for me.
Oh, Carrie says, I'm sorry, I don't know your channel. Dave does some great interviews over there about some great campaigns. I hope here pretty soon that he'll invite me on when I launch a Devil Flyer prequel. I'm starting to
you're
put
welcome,
the campaign together right now. Let's see. I will drop. Just give me a moment, and I will drop that link in the chat. You can subscribe to Dave.
All right, Carrie,
it was crazy. This week I had like 11 new subscribers this week. Sometimes I don't really know what happens.
I think awesome.
I think because awesome, I launched the new campaign.
Yeah,
that's caused something.
Never turn down a new subscriber. So what I say, Dave.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Of course,
I value them all.
Now, what do you?
I don't know if you were messing with me or not. So.
Are you under Genuine Comics, or are you under your name on?
No, Genuine Comics is the name of the channel also.
Okay.
Yep.
What about your icon, Dave? I've asked you about your icon. Can you put your icon up for a second and show people? Yeah, I wanted you to explain your icon. I think when we first talked on the channel that you kind of described what this was to me, but could you do it again for those?
Oh yeah, but I think we talked about the entirety of the logo. Like you have here, right? You have the logo.
Excuse me.
I don't know. Now you can't see it right now, but it's basically a comic book. If it's 2 pages and the G is cut up in little panels.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to be a comic book, and the phase we had since the 90s, we had to develop this little like emblem, like icon.
Right.
And the first idea that came to mind, let's make something that refers to us as being a superhero comic book group. So it's basically a masked hero with a star. And so the story behind that is relatively simple, but we kept this from the 90s and we updated the entire logo to become this.
Did you ever make him a full character that appeared in one of your books at all?
No. I've been thinking about it.
I think now that you have your Parthenon of characters, so many characters, it would be cool to introduce him in a very dramatic way,
Yeah, Mr. Genuine, Captain
one
Genuine.
of those panels where he's like, maybe the end of an issue where it's like a burst of power or something, or light or something, and you see him standing dramatically there, like, oh, that's Dave's. Oh, I can't wait. I think it'd be a great reveal.
They did that with Maximum Press, and there was
Great.
Extreme Studios. At some point, they introduced this character called the Extreme Warrior. When he introduced himself, you saw Extreme, like they usually wrote it in the studio name, and the Extreme Warrior.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit goofy, but yeah, okay.
The Extreme Warrior was a wrestler, wasn't he?
No, it was Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. Okay.
Yeah. And he actually did his own comic book back in the day as well.
Yeah, he made his own comic. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one. Actually, I had him sign it.
So. I think I did. Oh, you have a signed copy. Ooh, now I am jealous.
Did he sign it?
Yeah. I ran into him up here in Chicago, actually, after a wrestling event, and just had took the comic with me just in case, and sure enough, happened to get a chance to meet him, and I was like, "Dude, I love your book," and he's like, "Oh," he grabs it, signs it for me. Yeah, got a little sweat on it.
These UK women, Dave, they like exotic.
They like the French accent.
But they also
je voudrais bien une pêche malba.
There you go. You got more than you bargained for. Oi, Savoy. They also like the Aussie, French and
Dave
Italian
has over here.
Most attractive accents there is. Okay. See, that's why I never
Italian
with these UK women.
I try to speak without accent, but it's not possible.
How many languages do you speak, Dave?
I speak basically 2, and I speak a little bit of German because we live close to the German border.
Okay.
And
but now you're French. You're not fluent in French.
No, sir. No, I know some lines because I went to I did like stage play in school, and I had to learn some French lines. I was playing this French character, so I still remember the lines.
Yeah.
He just remembers the pickup lines.
Exactly.
Have you done something like my sister and her son have done, and my daughter has done, like Ancestry.com or something like that to see your lineage?
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Because you might have some French ancestry.
Yeah. So are these those sites that will always lead you back to Napoleon or someone famous, and you can tell people, "Oh, I'm a descendant of this famous guy."
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I actually found out that I am related to some famous people here in America. We came from England, and there is some relatives that was up in your area there because I had my biological sister who I'd never met in my life. I didn't even know she existed until the end of June. She contacted me, and the way she did was my daughter had done a DNA test through Ancestry.com, so she found me that way. And it turns out I'm related to the I'm the first cousin removed 7 times to the governor of Virginia around the time of the Revolutionary War, I guess. So he might have been the governor when George Washington lived in the state. Probably was. He was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. And I'm related to 2 presidents, the 9th and the 29th president. Our name was Harrison, but it was when we moved to Arkansas or somewhere down this way, it was changed to Harris. So, and I actually found out the birth name that they gave me, which was Charles Edward Harris. Is that a trip or what? Do I look like a Charles?
Yes,
I thought your name was Rex.
What'd you say, Dave?
I thought your name was Rex.
My name is Rex. Night Owl Rex. That's me right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know
No,
who
you don't.
you're related
You
to.
don't strike me as a Charles.
I don't.
Sometimes you see people
Yeah.
and they introduce themselves, and you're like, yeah, exactly. That name fits you. Like, how did their parents know that name would fit them?
Yeah. I'm glad.
It's so
I
strange.
can't tell you how glad, Dave, I am that I was not named Charles. I
Mhm.
think Rex is more distinctive. You know.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. And it
It
means
is.
king in at least in Latin. So
Mhm.
there's that.
By the way, do you your own label? You have your own label? Is it
Momentum
named?
Comics or what?
Ah, Momentum. That was it. I
Yeah.
thought maybe
Momentum.
you used the Rex name for something because it's King, Rex
Right.
Comics or something.
No, there's enough kings out there.
All right.
And there is King Comics, right? That has like Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician, Peter Fox, the Phantom, and other old pulp characters like that.
All right.
Yeah,
From King Features, which was
yeah,
in
King
the
Features, that's
newspaper.
what it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that has to be, what is it, 50s? Something?
Oh gosh, back to the
Yeah,
30s.
yeah,
All
they went
right.
way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pulps were in the 20s and the 30s.
Mhm.
Cheap and the 40s, cheap entertainment, a dime, just like comics were, it was National Comics or DC Comics that first took a comic, put some material together, and put a dime sticker on it, and then it was off to the races after that. And then, of course, when Superman came out, shoo, the superhero rush. You know?
Yeah,
There
exactly.
were
It's crazy.
superheroes coming out of the woodwork after Superman came out.
Yeah, there are so many. Like, for instance, you have characters like Superman created this this archetype, right, for specific superhero. Like every superhero universe needs their own Superman nowadays, right? People back your comic. Do you do an audio version? I could.
Yeah, there's been some people that we've had on recently. I can't remember who, but they're doing a stop motion, and they're doing like PDF. But I was like Shadowhawk. I like a hard copy. There was some. I think. I'm trying to think. Cross Gen Comics that Andy Smith and
Oh yeah.
like
Art
uh,
Sears.
Bart Sears and other artists work for.
Yeah.
Cross Gen was pretty cool, especially with their color. Their coloring was awesome. I think Adam Hughes had a comic that that ran with them. I mean, they had some good artwork. It just wasn't my thing. Now, I do have some collected volumes of some of their comics, and I do have some of their comics. I've tried to retroactively go back and collect them. I think they were only out for about 3 years. And it was simply the publisher said, if I don't make $3 million in 3 years, then I'm pulling the plug. And from what I'm told, that's what he did, Dave.
Oh wow.
He didn't make
What are
the
you
3
listening
million.
to, Shadow?
What's that?
What are you listening to? Is it television?
That's
Oh no,
actually us echoing back.
it's my mic again. Ah, dang thing.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, I got a new phone. Apparently, the mic is so good that when you and Rex speak, it's actually picking you guys up and recycling it. So I got to get a pair of
Oh
headphones.
wow.
And I don't mind at all because I love hearing myself speak.
Yeah, well, we know that.
Shut up. I'm muting you.
Hey, Chuck.
So what's going on with Perfect 10, Dave? I love your comics. I love the look. I love the energy, the synergy, whatever you want to call it. Sorry. I mean, you're doing Perfect 10 number 4 just launched.
Yeah,
Correct?
number 4. That's crazy, right? Number 4.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I mean, I love it that you're, got. I mean, before you know it, it's like issue 25. Yeah, I love it.
No,
Don't
we won't.
Don't ever disappoint me, Dave, and don't start the numbering over again. I hate that. Shadowhawk hates that. Don't do it.
No,
I
that's
hate it.
confusing. Also, that's confusing. You have
It
this
is
mini
confusing.
series. The minis. I never got that. And they have the mini series, and then they continue with a ongoing series, and start over with issue 1. What's the point?
What about a Spider-Man issue 700.2 or 0.3? I'm like, what the, you know, the death of Superman. They got a story number. This is in that story, issue 32. And then they have an issue number. They've got a dual numbering system. I'm like, I'm out. I can't, why can't we just have Adventure Comics 1 to 503 and beyond? Why can't we have Action Comics without starting it back to Action Comics number 1? And then the next few months or years later, celebrating issue 1000. You can't have it both ways, folks. I hate it.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's I think it's because they're afraid that people will you want new readers, right? You want new readers, so they continuously reboot stuff and start with number 1. Or they have this new story.
Don't like
arc
the reboot.
with number 1.
If you get creative, you could do a what if story. You could do an imaginary story. You could do a whole series of that in its own. Look at Marvel's Ultimate Universe. It was using those same characters, but in a quote another universe with changes.
Yes,
and was successful for a while.
Especially, yes, what? These what ifs, these what ifs books. They were really cool, but they were like before the time that they introduced multiverses, right? And nowadays with the multiverse, you have no need for what ifs no more. Now they just pretend, it is real in a different universe, it's
one of the best stories that I read in What If was a riff on something that I got a few issues of, but the annuals and things that came out was Atlantis Attacks in the early 90s, about time Image came out.
Oh, okay.
That was their yearly thing, Atlantis Attacks, with Submariner and all those great aquatic characters attacking for some reason. But in that, they had this snake-like Leviathan thing, and they stopped it in the main Marvel universe, right? But in the What If, they didn't stop it. And this creature was able to go to other dimensions, so he, which was pretty cool, because I was like, dun, 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 dun. We could have, I know we won't because it wasn't successful. Atlantis Attacks wasn't successful. But they set it up where that creature could come back into the main universe where he was first stopped in their universe. That he could make a reoccurrence. And I thought that was pretty cool, that he could make a reoccurrence. That it could double back and come into the universe again. Because they didn't stop it in the one universe. They wound up destroying that universe and slipping into another dimension to go and menace someone else, which could have been the main Marvel universe or just another, alternative version of it. But I thought it was pretty good writing on that, because it left the possibilities open to a sequel.
Yes.
And it shows the alternative consequences, kind of like, what if Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix, had lived? And you see the dire often they were dystopian endings, right? Where things go wrong.
They did this also with Inferno. What if the X-Men lost the Inferno War? That's a what if story also. It's pretty horrific, man. You see like Wolverine eating babies and stuff.
Oh wow.
It's terrible.
Dave, what comic made you want to become a comic creator yourself?
Oh, I'm not sure if it's one particular comic. It's mostly when I was young. I read like Marvel, DC, mostly Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Good for
and
you, bro.
I thought
That's
it
right.
was so awesome, and I, I want
Whoop. Sorry.
I wanted
Gotta
to
mute you. Sorry, Shadow Hunt.
I wanted to work to do something. I could draw, right? So I knew people told me, hey, you can draw. Maybe someday you can do something with it. And I was like, I wanted to draw comic books. So I knew that from very young on. Um, I even solicited once to Marvel. I sent them stuff and I got this neat letter back. Hey, you're pretty good, but you need some more practice, right? Anyway, then when I was a teenager, then with Image Comics,
Mm-hmm.
when we discovered it here in Europe,
Right.
that was like the catalyst. That was like,
Was that
look, you
about the
see,
same time? Did they have a good distribution by then? Or because a lot of foreign comics or
Mhm.
American comics that are shipped abroad are usually a couple years later,
Yeah, they were
behind.
later. This is
They
true.
were later, a little later.
They were later. I discovered Image Comics like 2 years later before they
Okay.
started.
So
Yeah,
they really the Image Impact took a couple years to hit where you were. Okay, that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw this book on the shelf, the comic book store, and with characters I never seen before. It was a Stormwatch cover, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "What is this, man? Oh, that's fantastic!" And that was my first Image book, and then I discovered Savage Dragon and other stuff,
Right.
and I knew then. Look, you see this. So I learned more about Image Comics, why they were created, why they were set up. Um, and I was like, maybe we can do this also. And I looked for other creative people at
Mm-hmm.
my school who also wanted to make comic books, and we banded together. And we called it German Comics. And so Image Comics was like the inspiration. But before that, I wanted to make comics already.
So how old is Genuine Comics now? What anniversary are you on? What year?
It started in '94. So
94. Wow.
yeah,
So you're coming up on your 20th anniversary.
yeah, yeah. But it
Are
was
are
the I
are you
it was
yeah.
like a reboot. I did this reboot in 2014, 2015,
Uh-huh.
and I brought my book to Kickstarter. My first book, Earthling. That was my first English
Wow.
language comic book.
So you really got on the crowdfunding early, right? I mean,
Yeah,
wow,
I
you've been doing it
suppose.
almost 10 years.
I suppose. Yeah, yeah. So my
Mhm.
first outings were on Kickstarter.
Mhm.
Um, and
Were you
I didn't make much, mind you. It was like $2,000 or something.
right,
But
but were
for
you trying to get that American audience, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I knew I had to expand my audience if I wanted to do something serious with it, because only
Mhm.
Dutch comics, the like it's very niche. Comics are very niche, and then
Yeah.
you have only the Dutch language, so you basically cut away a large portion of a possible audience. So it had to be English. I knew that. So I started to write scripts in English. And now we're here. So with for some reason, so it caught on,
I
and especially Perfect 10. Since we started that with Power Rodriguez, now things went to the next level.
I think I told you probably the only Dutch comic I own, really, was being sold by my friend on eBay right when I got on eBay myself, which was back in 2005, I think, 2004, 5, at the
Okay.
very end, like in December.
Hmm.
Uh, and he had a Donald Duck in Dutch. And I said,
All
"Oh,
right.
I want to add that to my collection. I'll buy it from you." So I went on eBay, because he had got me on eBay. He was the one that got me on eBay. So, I bought it from him, paid him, and he shipped it. And
Cool.
I think that's my only Dutch comic, but it was the very first thing I bought on eBay was from my friend. I like foreign comics. I've got French comics, Mexican comics, Australian comics. I can't always read. They're not always in English, but
right.
Sometimes they have variants on cover. And I also like to see how did they put this together, because often they're a different size, right? Like in England, they have the larger, or did have in the 70s, the larger magazine size and non-glossy cover, just pulp paper,
Okay, it's a bit wider. It's a bit wider than the yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I have a Charlton comic here, and it does have 2 covers. You can see the difference there.
Oh yeah.
That's a Steve Ditko cover, by the way, and there's 2 covers to that one.
Okay, if I might interrupt quickly, can you guys hear me? And is my sound any better?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. That's why I was hooking up my earphones, and you're over there muting me while I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, sorry. These are all double covers, Dave, from my collection. A few of my double covers. This is from the 40s, Mighty Mouse. I don't know if you know Mighty Mouse.
I know Mighty Mouse. I've seen some cartoons.
And some John Buscema Avengers.
Classic.
There. That's a double cover. If you opened it up and look at it. Meet Binko, that Wilkin boy, newest and brightest star in comics. Sort of an Archie type book. You know Archie, of course.
Archie, yes.
Yeah, that's a double cover. And just a couple more here. Another John Buscema Avengers. A little bit newer in the 80s.
Oh, that's King.
And then Dick Van Dyke, which was on the Dick Van Dyke show. He did a Walt Disney showcase, had a showcase of different movies and things. It was by Gold Key. That was a great showcase of some of the movies that were coming out at the time. As a kid, I actually went to see this movie. It's actually like a Castaway, Robinson Crusoe type thing. It might have been set in World War II. He had the chimpanzee as a friend, and it was a great movie. And it had an extra 16-page fun catalog in it. But this is a double cover. And I bought all these on eBay years ago. I got on a double cover. I used to have like triple covers. I've seen one graded by CGC that had 6 covers, Dave. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, yes.
Oh, thank you, Kerry.
I think what I'm going to do is print a double cover, comic on purpose, Dave, on purpose.
Okay.
Just because I want to be different.
Sure.
I like to do stuff just to be different sometimes.
Yeah, I wonder
and throw
why
one
no one
triple
did
one
that
in there
before. You have these variant covers. You can easily just do that, right? Variant covers together.
Has anybody in CG done that?
No, I don't think so.
Here's the official cover, and underneath it, a variant cover.
Yes.
No, I don't think anybody's ever tried that. That's a great idea, Dave.
I'll do it.
Interesting, yeah.
I'm just that crazy enough to do that.
And the great thing is you don't
cost you anything extra.
Exactly. You don't have to pay extra for a variant cover. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open it up and reveal, ooh, Del Keown. Ooh.
Ooh.
Whoever.
Just make a book of all covers. It's like 24 pages of just variant covers.
Oh, yes.
I think they call that a pinup book. Do you, Dave, have you done a sort of 90s style image pinup book ever? Showcase book?
We have a Jamie Kong's art book. Yeah.
Okay.
because I had so much before we make the comics, right? We have to get a feel of characters.
Mhm.
So what I often do is I commission people to draw certain characters, so we get a feel for them. Plus I can see the styles, and I can see this style fits well with this
Mhm.
comic, and so I had enough to bundle them together into this art book,
Is
and I presented.
Genuine Comics just you, or is there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, so
no,
you're editor in chief, you're writer.
yeah,
What?
but you have other writers like Michael Oden. He writes
Yeah.
American Bliss, and I work with other writers who write shorter stories for the Power Trip series. And then I work with several artists and colorists.
Mhm.
So if it's just me, there wouldn't be any comics, right? So
What's the
I can't
hardest
say
for
that.
you? What's the
Sorry,
hardest for you to work with?
the hardest for me to work with.
To me, it's colorist because the color has to be, you have to convey what color you want to
All right.
some, unless, you just like their stuff overall. I don't know.
Okay. Right.
What do you
I
think?
think I don't really have any problems with people
Mm-hmm.
in that regard. Just with people who don't deliver what they promise. That
Right.
happens
Yeah.
sometimes. I think that other people may sometimes have problems with me. I'm very strict.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. With
and I'm
deadline?
very no with deadlines. No, because
Mhm.
I also depend on other people, right? So when I hire this artist, I, we have to be able to depend on each other, that we actually do the work, we
Right.
deliver stuff, and
Right.
we have backers. They're waiting for the books, so we need to keep moving. So
Mm-hmm.
nowadays my network is such that I know who I can trust. But in the beginning, it was sometimes just didn't work out. And with regards to stories, when I hire like other writers to write stories, I can sometimes be a little bit protective of some things. I'm like, yeah, we should do this differently. Um,
Yeah.
that's I I have to sometimes learn to let go. Just let go. Do your thing, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. How many titles do you have? Are you juggling at the moment?
Uh, at the moment, we have things in the work which is worth like 3 books, but so we have one main project, and surrounding that, we have other books that we sometimes
Your main
invest extra.
project being Perfect 10 right now?
Yes, Perfect 10 at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have things going on like American Bliss, want to do the second issue. I have
I've seen
Power
a
Trip.
lot on American Bliss. I mean, on
Yeah,
Twitter and other
yeah, and
social
and
media.
and Michael Oden has this 5-issue story planned, so we need to keep this moving.
Mm-hmm.
So some things I just have to keep moving. But usually, what I do for the first issues, when I have a new title, I write the first issue in such fashion that we can leave it there, um, and then when it's popular, then I can later pick it up. We make a longer story. This happened with
Has
Perfect 10
has
also.
Perfect 10 for you been the most successful IP?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, yes.
It's got to be rewarding. You get to issue 4. Do you,
Yes,
do
we
you
did it. We did it before, by the way. We did it with Earthling, but Earthling
uh,
is more. It doesn't appeal to the bigger audience. Earthling is the concept is pretty. You have to like it, or
right? How would you classify it, Earthling, genre wise? What genre would you
it's
put it in?
superhero, but he's more like anti-hero, and
Mhm.
he's
Sci-fi
difficult.
elements in it?
Sorry, so,
Sci-fi elements?
sci-fi, not really. It's
Not
it's
really?
it's more
Okay.
grounded because he deals with animal rights. So he's this animal rights
Oh, yeah, yeah.
activist, and he gets superpowers. And his goal, he's like the Punisher, but for animals,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Uh, has a little bit of Wolverine in him, stuff like that. And I personally absolutely love him. He's one of my favorite characters. He's so much fun to write also because he has a very strict ethos. He has principles. He doesn't really get along with most superheroes because he thinks completely differently about stuff, and that's to me what makes him interesting. But it makes it more difficult, I think, for a broader audience to latch onto.
You were mostly a Marvel guy. Were you drawn like I was? We've talked about this before, but Dave, remind me, were you drawn to the super groups, the super teams like Justice League, like Avengers, like X-Men, the larger groups?
Just okay. I'm going to say something. Some people may find it weird, but I don't really like the Justice League. As a team, they don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
You can tell that the Justice League is they had like popular characters which are basically solo characters, and they put them together because they were popular. Let's sell more books. If you have this combination with all of them.
They later did that with the Avengers and called it the New Avengers. You put Wolverine and Spider-Woman and other characters like that together. They actually, there was their formula. We're going to take the most popular characters and mesh them together, whether they're a team or not. Work as
yes.
If they sell good by themselves,
we'll put
they have to sell more.
We'll put a master artist like David Finch on it, so they'll have to buy it.
Yes,
exactly.
No, but the Justice League never clicked for me. When I create a team, then I want to. The concept is taken from the team dynamic. So the entire team, everyone has their role. They have complementary powers.
Dave's got that villain in him. He's got the hand movements down. I will destroy your planet.
Yes. Mold that team.
The world is mine.
I discovered it. Eureka.
I love it.
But like the Fantastic Four, that's a great team book. That's
I mean, they're more than a team; they're a family, aren't they?
Yes, that also.
Yeah.
But their powers, they have different personalities. The powers, they're like so you don't have overlap like you have with Superman and the Flash. It's just ridiculous.
You like that internal conflict that they have with each other?
Also,
from time to time,
you need that within the if everything always goes smooth in these interpersonal relationships, that's pretty boring, right? So you need these characters need to clash.
Yeah,
that makes it fun.
Need to have a little friction between some of the characters, right? Like Warblade and Ripclaw, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know if there was any friction, but it's like they both got blades. So let's
yes
clash them. It'll be a good battle.
Yeah.
Let's compare blades. Yeah.
Well, and I mean that goes back to the team building thing too. Back then, the Image guys, like you were asking, Rex, if Warblade and Ripclaw were related. It was just Jim Lee was building his team or whatever. Silvestri was building a team. Liefeld, however you want to pronounce it. But they all took basically popular characters from Marvel and DC and turned them into their own characters, right? So it's your Wolverine anagram in the team.
Sure.
Yeah.
But where else can you go, right? So if you make this superhero team book, you create something new. You can't really create new archetypes. You always have to fall back on some formula that just works. You want the strong guy, you want pretty women, you want one character that is like a little bit belligerent. So the dynamics often stay the same. Only what you do with it changes, right?
Right. And there's only so many superpowers as well, right? I mean, you've got to make characters your own somehow.
Yes, it's very difficult to think of new superpowers, but you can make like little adjustments to superpowers. So you have
Right.
one superpower that people
Hmm.
know, but you give it your own spin, and
Yeah, a little twist. You know?
yeah,
Really,
or do
we're
something crazy
creating.
like you have your own Superman like archetype. I have my own, also called the Flying Dutchman. He's like our Superman, but he's actually a good guy. So and
We're
nowadays that's weird. So we don't
we're
want like
creating modern day
Homelander.
mythology, aren't we, Dave?
Right.
Sorry.
Modern day mythology.
Yeah.
Kind of like the
Yeah.
Greeks had Hercules or Zeus. We
All
have
right.
Superman or Batman or
Exactly.
Perfect 10, right?
Exactly. Yes. That
Yeah.
is true.
What's the success to
Oh,
writing a good team book, you think? Because you're dealing with multiple characters, you're juggling multiple characters, right? And you have to put characterization in all those characters, just like in a movie, right? To
Mhm.
make it interesting.
Yes. Yes. You have to give each character their own motivation, their own goal, also. So you have to think of the team dynamic, but also the individual characters have to have their own thing, personality, and you
yeah,
want to
distinctive.
have, yeah, you want to have it at ends of the spectrum. So like the Boy Scout, and then you have like the guy you have to try to keep
The
in
bad
check,
boy. Yeah.
the bad boy, exactly, and everything in between, and uh, and then things basically write themselves, right? If you have
Right.
strong characters,
Yeah.
this
Hmm.
makes writing easier because the plot comes
And
from the characters.
right. And when a team book is done well and the stories are working well, I mean, we've seen it with uh, Chris Claremont from the X-Men for years.
Mhm.
It was amazing stuff. Um,
Yeah.
the Avengers had great runs. You know, with teams. The Fantastic Four had great runs. It's just you got to have the right writer making the interaction not only between the heroes and the villains, but within the team itself interesting.
Mhm. which is
Yeah.
which is very realistic. Also, you can't have this organization and everything constantly working smoothly. You have to work out problems and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
What?
there's always going to be friction
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually having a major conflict bring my individual characters together to work together. Uh, uh,
Are
I
you
think,
making your own team book?
oh yeah, I mean, through Devil Flyer, he meets and encounters, all the other characters within my universe, and to fight an impending evil that he knows is coming, he's slowly but surely drawn through the different issues that'll be coming out. He's drawing them together as a force to fight this great evil.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
so will they stay together as a team? Who
Right.
knows? But
Yep.
they're gonna get to know each other,
Sure.
and
But it has to be organic. If you bring them
yeah,
together, right? It has to not like in this Justice League movie, just like, yeah, something evil is coming. Let's form this group together. And it didn't feel like real. It was like we need to have this group, so we have to find some reason
yeah.
instead of the reason coming first, and then the group um, um, um,
It seems
coming
like
from
to
that. You
me,
know.
if someone was to ask me, well, what's the major difference between Marvel and DC, and I gave it some thought, I would think DC's characters seem more godlike, more
Right.
powerful in a way. You have Superman that is almost unstoppable. You have Diana Troy, who is an Amazon goddess. Yeah, you have Batman for the moodiness and the darkness and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
but and he's just like trained to the peak of perfection. And I think that's why a lot of people identify with Batman. That, and he has one of the longest running records. That, and he has a good rogues gallery, right?
Oh
That's
yes,
something we haven't discussed, is that your good guys are gonna be only as interesting as your bad guys, right?
yes, yes.
For
You,
That's
you,
true too.
Reed Richards, you have to have a Doctor Doom, correct?
exactly.
For Professor
So,
X, you gotta have a Magneto, right?
I think I'm freaking Dave out a little bit with my.
but it's difficult. It's pretty difficult to write a good villain. To write a villain with more than just I want to conquer the world, for
Yeah,
instance.
yeah,
Which is cool if that's what you want to do. It can be compelling. Just evil for the sake of being evil, right? That's perfectly fine.
right, right.
Um, but especially when you want to have this nemesis or something, you have to find extra layers. I think. Um,
I like Doctor Doom because he was driven to save his mother from hell, which a lot of people don't know. Very early on, he was fighting Mephisto uh, to get his mother's soul out of hell. And he would
yes.
use dark art magic or science or whatever to do it. So that gave you and Magneto, he wanted to rule the mutants and wanted Homo superior to take over Homo sapien. He
Hmm.
thought that that was the next step. So that was his. They really need a linchpin, something to ground them, right? This is why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this just because I'm psychotic.
Hmm.
That's what psychotic killers do. They will just, if you're passing them on the street, they'll just kill you. It's nothing personal. It's not that they don't like you, that your breath stinks. It's just that they're psychotic crazy. And that's what they do. They kill people without reason, you know, because their brain's
Yes.
not wired or their brain chemistry's not right. But
Yes, which
yeah,
is also scary, which is
I
pretty
think
scary for a
villains
villain.
I think villains and heroes are both alike, aren't they, Dave? Where you have multiple layers,
Hmm.
you know? Oh, he's got a sense of humor, but he can get angry too. And he can not only get angry, but he can be very generous or, I mean, it's different aspects, right? Of
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You as a writer, like I have a character called the Inner Man, and he's kind of like I equate him to like Iron Fist, where he's like human perfection, with the, you know, his fighting and everything, kind of like a
Okay.
Batman or a Moon
Okay.
Knight.
Yep.
But he's also trying to develop his mind. And not only that, but a Doctor Strange side where he has the spiritual. If so he's working on all aspects. He's more my philosophical, you know.
Hmm.
Bog is more like, or Two-Ton is more like the Hulk, Let's, I'm a fighter. Yeah, I'm a
Hmm.
gladiator, right? And then I have other more complex characters like Devil Flyer that, big mystery. Um, I mean, I try and, okay, this character is, like you said, I had never thought about or really introduced one that's a belligerent character. You mentioned belligerent. You have to have
Hmm.
a belligerent character that maybe drinks too much, smokes too much, curses
Yeah.
too much, or goes after the ladies too much or something, right? Whatever
Hmm.
his vices are,
Yeah.
right?
That's fun to
Yeah,
write also, man. And just
yeah,
throw them
yeah.
in there. Throw them. You have this team that works fine. Then you have this one character that just
That's a
creates
wild card
chaos.
that
Yes.
may have a hint sense of humor and for
Exactly.
those humorous beats, right?
Yes.
Like you see that a lot in horror. A lot of people don't like that a horror movie, but they will. It's so tense, the situation that they'll throw humor beats in there to give the audience a little relief.
Yes. Like you have with
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the last movie. I saw the last movie. Man, so good, really good. But
What,
you have this.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Yes,
Oh, was
yes.
it? Okay.
I
Oh,
really liked
really?
it.
Okay.
I like every movie in that series. But you have, for instance, you have this character Drax, and he is like he is this team player, but he's also socially very awkward. and that's what.
Yeah.
And that's really that's fun to write. It creates situations that you can work with, but he's ultimately a good guy, and I love that character also, the Drax character. Um, and
One
then
of the things
issue.
that I really about, Dave, is like Adventure Comics. It celebrated 500 issues and then canceled at 503. For the last 2 years, they did something different. They went from a full-size comic. The last full-size comic sported a George Perez cover. They were running the
Okay.
Dial H for Hero series. So I was glad that they went. I mean, they went from a full-size comic and a series that I really enjoyed because kids like myself could contribute characters and possibly get their characters published. It was like Ben 10. You know Ben 10, right? Where he could become a lot of different aliens, a lot of different characters, right?
I don't really know it. Yeah.
Dial H for Hero was like that too. He had a little dial and he would dial HERO and he would become a different hero every time.
Okay.
And it was
Right.
created. Now, they did that originally back in the 60s, but in the early 80s, I think starting in 81, they revived that ideal of Dial H for Hero that was in House of Mystery
Mhm.
and of all places. And back in the 60s, it was Robbie Reed. It was just one character, one boy. And one of the characters he became, and this is the Silver Age first appearance of Plastic Man. He became Plastic Man. And that's the first time Plastic Man had been seen since, I guess, the 1940s, since the Golden Age. So that was kind of exciting. But I like that premise. I like that premise of one character, or when they revived it, it was a brother and sister, I believe. It was a boy and a girl. So, and apparently DC probably thought, we're getting all these submissions from kids of their own characters. Why don't we bring back Dial H for Heroes, and the characters that they dial up will be the ones, and in the panel it would say like, oh, Fusion created by Rex Christian from Jonesboro, Arkansas. It would give the kids credit, and I thought that was so cool. But Adventure Comics went from a full size to stopping with that, and they went to this little digest which had some original Shazam or Captain Marvel material, but I think the majority of it was reprints. And for the last 2 years, it went to reprints. But it was an anthology book, Dave. Why did they cancel it? Why not just put something popular in there? It could be anything you want. I was very frustrated with that they canceled one of their longest running titles that had been running since the 1930s, and they couldn't make something out of it. I even with a character, if you want to do something different, look at Hawkeye and Ronin. Are you familiar with that when he became Ronin, a more edgy character because something kind of sent him over the edge? It was featured in the Marvel movies a little bit.
Okay.
And that
I missed
that
that.
storyline came out of New Avengers.
All right.
And so he put on a costume. You didn't know it was Hawkeye for a long time. You did not know it was Hawkeye, but he was more edgy. He would kill people or
What,
hurt.
the bow and arrow wasn't a giveaway?
I don't think he had a bow and arrow. He had a sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I haven't read them. So.
Yeah. But I thought that's great. Dave, if something's not working, don't scrap it or start the numbering over. Don't cancel the title. Put some effort into making it what you wish it to be. I know with Avengers, they made Avengers more popular than X-Men. How did they do that? You might not like it, but they put some of their most popular characters or a dramatic you know, like I said, Wolverine, and you had Spider Woman, and then
Mhm.
Hawkeye, but he very quickly became Ronin for a while. You know,
Right.
they just put some of the Captain America, which
Yeah,
is always good
with
ground.
team books, you can go on for a long time. You can just
Yeah.
introduce new characters. Some characters leave. Yeah, you have new characters, so you
Mhm.
can go on for
Mhm.
years, right? But I think that for most solo characters, solo series, at some point you have to just um, it has to be done. I think it has to be done. I think we do not need more Batman books. It's done. We've told everything, right? And
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
so much more to do. So many more characters that can give the that can have
How
their
about
own
Spawn?
titles.
Is Spawn done? Is it spent? It's over 300 issues.
I don't know. I haven't read it.
Yeah.
As
That's one
long,
thing I like about Todd McFarlane. He's kept that numbering,
yeah.
you know?
But for
Yeah,
instance, the Savage Dragon should have ended when the real Savage Dragon died.
Right. Yeah.
right.
That to
Yeah.
me was the end of the series. Now you have the Sun taking over. The entire vibe of the comic book is just different. It's not the same book anymore. So what's the point?
No,
No.
it's
So it
All
has the
right.
same title, but it's not the same book.
Dave, let's say you got 50 more years of your life. Okay. You got 50 more years. In 50 more years, will we see a perfect 10 number 100? Or
I
is it going to end at some point? You're like, this played
Yes,
out.
it's gonna end pretty soon. Actually,
Oh, really?
yeah,
oh wow.
yeah. There was always this plan, this
Okay.
for five. Well, I started with the plan for 3 issues that didn't work out. So because the story expanded, so now it's 5 issues,
Okay.
and then we'll continue the story with a new title. So it's new title, issue 1. It will be this team book.
Mhm.
I really want to make a team book. And I think every story, especially with being indie and depending on crowdfunding, and it takes um, a lot of time to produce one comic. I
Mhm.
think you have to have a definitive ending to your arc.
Yeah.
You can't really do unlimited uh, series on a crowdfunding model.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. You think do you think that this is a factor? Oh, Perfect 10 issue 4. Oh, I'm too late to get in on the ground floor. I can't back that book because it's already on issue 4.
No, I think most people who back crowdfunders understand that there are catch-up tiers that you can
Catch
get
up tears.
previous
Yeah.
books.
Uh-huh.
Sure, I think most people get that.
Yeah, and 4 issues is that's not uh like an insurmountable goal. Like when you
Right.
jump into the X-Men as a new fan, say, and you're on issue 425. Now that's am I going to go back and buy 424 issues of past issues? It's going to be damn near impossible.
No, you're gonna buy the omnibuses that combine a bunch of them.
Well, exactly. I mean,
Right.
well, now you have that option, but for a long time, you didn't have those options.
Right.
Yes, yes. What I personally think would be better, right, for these longer series like X-Men, that they number every story arc. So they don't have this plan for like 100 issues. It's just they have a plan for one arc. So you make an arc, you number it 1 to 6 or 1 to 8,
Right.
and then after that one, you bundle it, you give it the name, the title,
Hey,
X-Men
Fanta.
Inferno, for instance, and then you start X-Men plus subtitle number 1. So everyone
Right.
can
So
jump
more of a
in.
limited series type of model.
Yes,
And
and it can still follow things up, but it makes it easier for new readers to
I
jump
know a
in.
lot of people
Right.
follow the 6-issue arc because it fits good into trade paperback form.
Yeah.
Hi,
Here,
Fanta.
Fanta's
Fanta.
just in time
Hi,
saying, Dave!
Fanta.
uh, just in time to see the trailer, to chop up the trailer.
Oh
I
yeah,
apologize
cool.
ahead of
All
time.
right. Only on Choppy S Theater.
Absolutely. Oh, intriguing. I like it. Oh no, these are two new characters, I think, right? You've got some great character designs, Dave. I love your character designs.
Woo.
Absolutely. Back Perfect 10. It's over on Indiegogo.
Woohoo.
Yes. Excellent.
So here's a
Hopefully that
question for you,
wasn't.
Dave. Do you plan on experimenting with Fund My Comic at any point?
Yes, I did a catch up campaign for issue 3 on Fat My Comic
Oh,
to
okay.
see
I'm sorry.
to see how it
I must have missed
yeah,
it somehow.
yes, to see how it functions, and it went pretty good. But there are some features missing on Fat My Comic. If it was possible, I would do every campaign only on Fund My Comic. But unfortunately, the platform, yeah, it's missing features that I really need. Um,
Mhm.
Yeah,
so
yeah. And
yeah,
the
so
nice thing is, Luke is very open to suggestions, and they are working on expanding, more
yeah,
features and things. And it's
yeah,
also it's very new. So, um,
yes,
but
yes.
I'm liking the direction they're going.
I am planning though. Once we are funded on Indiegogo, so I know I have my funding. I will do a light version of this campaign on Fund My Comic also. So you can't
Yeah.
get
Oh,
all the
excellent.
add-ons and stuff like that, just the basics.
Yeah. Right now you're at 75% there. Are you happy? This is your first 30 days, right?
Yes, we are 2 days
Okay.
in now, so this is
Two
pretty good.
days in.
Yeah,
Fresh
Yeah, that's pretty
campaign.
great.
$3,207, 56 backers, which the backer total is always a little sus,
can
right? But
you show it, Rex? Can
I
you
can.
show the campaign?
I can. There we go. 4,266 your goal. Why 4,266?
Well, I set it up in euros because I'm from
Okay.
Europe and I
Hmm.
can't do it with US dollars. I wanted to, but it's not possible because of I don't know because of my location. So it's a weird number. And but anyway, to me it's 4,000 euros, which I basically need more, right? But I have to put a goal there
Uh-huh.
that is achievable.
So does that
Um,
what's that work out to, Dave? Like 5,000 US, or is that like the equivalent, or I'm just wondering, as far as conversion rate with euro
no,
and American dollar.
4,000 euros is exactly $4,266.
Oh, okay. So that makes
Does,
perfect sense. Okay.
Yeah,
does Gorgeous and Grotesque, you have a mini poster with every physical order.
yeah.
Are these new characters introduced this issue or have they been established?
No, this is the first comic they appear in.
Okay.
They have appeared in the art book from a few years back, because they are a concept that I had for years,
Yeah.
and I wanted to give them their own title, and it always got delayed. And I was writing this story for Perfect 10, and I suddenly saw this opportunity to work them in here. It just made sense that they were part of this story. So I'm very happy. Yeah.
What are their powers?
So she can basically create psionic fields that she can surround people or items with them and move them around, and she can use them as force fields.
So you now you created the costume, right? You created the whole look of this character.
Yes.
You designed this character.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have like similar like matching costumes.
Mm-hmm.
He also has the symbol, but you can't see it right now.
He fills hers out a lot better, Dave. You know, she's a sexy individual. I like it.
So there was this.
I like the look of her. She's
Oh, thank you. So they have been introduced earlier in the art book, and then you'll notice that the big guy is gray. They have a little bit of different costumes, and he is gray. And once we went to put them in this story, and he was colored, and I was like, no, I want to have things differently. I want to have him like pop more. So gray was kind of boring. So we tried a few colors, and I couldn't remember if anyone ever did a yellow like Hulk character, and I was like, let's try yellow. And from that came the black costumes, because I needed costumes that contrasted nice with the skin tone.
Right.
So this is how the redesign happened. And also the Hulk also started gray, remember?
Right.
So this is fun. I can work this somehow in the story that in his history.
It may have been a bit too pit-like if you kept him gray.
That too, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
it. And the other thing, well, Dave, you're a big Image fan. You remember Wetworks, right? The guys that ended up being covered in the gold, like symbiote.
Yes.
I like your color combination with him. The red veins. I kind of get a Bane vibe, with that venom.
That's cool.
His veins. Yeah.
Yeah. When Power was drawing him, and he got to the first version, I told him I need more veins.
Well,
more veins.
Wait a minute, Rex. Go back to that black and white. You just passed up so quickly.
See, I thought he was looking at her breasts that said perfect, but no, he wanted to go back to this.
Oh, look at that, dude. That's beautiful. Is that Power right there?
Yeah, that's Pow's art. That's an example of what you're going to get if you order a commission from him. So you get one single character without the background, but you can see the details here. So yeah.
I titled this
one.
Well,
I'm getting on board for this one.
Excellent, man. Excellent. You get original art.
I don't know how you found Powell, man, but hold on to that, dude.
Yeah, luckily Powell wants to be part of this. He wants to. We already made plans for stories after Perfect 10, so we're going to finish Perfect 10. Then afterwards, he's still. I think he's just. He's now part of the genuine crew. That's what he wants.
Excellent, man. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah,
beautiful stuff, Dave. I mean, everything you do is so quality, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Look at these colors also, man. This is Daniel Rodriguez. He does the colors.
Popping, man. Popping color. Just up.
I love it. Yeah.
See, people, this is what me and Rex go on and on about. the colors make all the difference. You don't want to be. A lot of people tend to go too dark nowadays. You know, with the digital. I
Way
mean,
too dark.
these colors are just beautiful, just
Mhm.
popping in your face. I mean, oh, love it.
Here's cover A, and then
Yes.
we have, I guess, cover B here.
Yes.
With I'm gonna go out on a limb, Dave, and say this is a villain.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
think, Craig?
I think.
Yes. She already
I think that
appeared
I think that's
in
gonna
the last
be
issue.
the cover I back right there. Yeah,
She's
cover
already
B. I
made
think
an
is
appearance. Okay.
Yeah, she was in the last issue.
Okay.
oh, very nice.
And back cover here.
Yeah, by Mike Bowden. That's excellent,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I
Oh wow,
love
yeah.
Mike Bowden's work.
Dang.
Is it hard? Is
Yeah,
it hard to pick a favorite? You know, when you have your characters come to life
look
like
at
this.
those eyes on it. Wow.
No, not really. Sometimes there is. Sometimes I get like art, and I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. This is just like I imagine the character. And sometimes,
I love
not
some good
so much.
carnage. I love some good rubble and debris.
Yeah.
It looks like you got it here.
Yes.
You got mass
Oh
destruction
yeah.
by the character.
Yes. This is like
Yeah.
we worked like previous issues towards this moment where they face calamity. She's the main bad guy of this
Mm-hmm.
story, so we
She's
have to,
gorgeous.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so in this particular book, we will learn her story, what she is about, what her motivation is, like
Mm-hmm.
why did she bring the Prime Syndicate together, for instance. What does she want? Those questions will be answered.
Cool.
This is an
Because I
interesting character here, Dave.
yeah I like her too. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah, she's
also in the previous issue
Now,
introduced.
who's the volcanic guy there in the back?
That's Krakatoa.
Yeah. You got some great characters. I love
Thank
your
you.
characters. You got
yeah.
Krakatoa.
Great character designs, but yeah,
you,
beautiful
you know,
stuff, man.
like gorgeous here. I get a Neil Adams Miss Mystic vibe, you know, very skin tight. You know, he used Zipatone, you know. I don't know if you've ever seen Neil Adams Miss Mystic from the early 80s. Um, but also like Art T. Bear's black and white character, like that, you know, skin
Yeah,
tight.
Oh, because of the
a little
hair.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And the white hair, you know, the white hair is very
yeah.
distinctive.
By the way, thanks Fanta for sharing the link. Thank you.
So the first sketch stretch
Santa the
goal
Link Master.
unlocks at $5,000. So we
Yeah,
got to get there,
5,000.
right?
We get a new print. So
Get a new
get a
print.
sneak peek here.
Okay.
This
Not
is from
not the.
Pow.
Ooh,
Oh yeah. Oh, she's coming up
yeah,
out of
look.
the water, out of the pool. I see that now.
You can see it a little bit. Yeah.
I can see a little bit through the purple. Yeah. Where she's holding the railing. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Dave. Didn't mean to spoil it. Yeah, that's
No,
sexy.
that's okay.
And
that's
then
cool.
the next stretch go at 6,000's trading card set.
Ooh, trading card set. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
And
Yes, we
then
started this. We started this with some of the previous campaigns. We started to doing trading cards. We had trading cards also with American Bliss. These cards feature characters that are related to the comic, and these cards they are numbered, so you can collect them, right? If you like. So you get
Oh, hail
like
Glen and Monster Island.
Glen and Monster Island.
Sorry. Yeah, or
Oh,
Monster
welcome,
Land.
welcome, Glenn. Sorry, I just noticed.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, I just happened to see.
Always a pleasure to have Glenn in here. Yeah, I mean it's hard to focus on, every page, it's like, well, I kind of get a Storm vibe off of this character, even though
Oh,
she's
right. Yes, yes.
yeah.
Yes. We tried out many color sets, like Daniel.
Uh-huh.
She started out. I had this old sketch of this character called Calamity, and asked how to revamp it. So we made
Uh-huh.
a new design based on my old design, and then so it was fantastic. And then we asked Daniel to think of colors for her. And initially she had like red hair, so
Yeah.
colors were completely different. And he made like
Hmm.
20 different color variations.
Mm-hmm.
And this one we went with, man. This was
Yeah, she
just
kind of a grayish
Yeah, that's very
blonde.
cool.
I don't know. It's a different kind of hair color.
yeah. It's a little bit green. It's a little bit green
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, little greenish gray maybe.
Yes,
Like
she has a
olive
sense
color.
of she has a
Like
little sense
I'm
of.
digging the headdress too, man. I'm wanting to find out more about what this thing's about.
well,
Well, it's
she
more
looks
like
like a
we tried to give her this little bit of royalty
oh
feel
yeah.
to her,
She looks very
because
Oh yeah,
godlike or goddess like,
yes,
very
because
yeah.
regal.
she's the leader, right, of these of the Prime Syndicates, which is the biggest collection of supervillains on the planet. So she has to look the part.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
okay. So it's
Uh,
just a symbol of power, basically, like a crown
Yeah,
has always been
exactly.
meant to be. Okay.
so your featured tier is cover A and cover B, which are up here. There's cover A, which is the main cover, and then cover B, I guess, which is wonderful. Uh,
Oh, sweet. Well, I'll just get them both then. Awesome.
Oh
and
wow.
then you have a digital edition here, and then
By the way, Shadow, you get both covers anyway with the commission tier.
A and B. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
there you
Oh,
go.
well,
Yes.
fantastic. Okay.
Mm.
Even
Catch
better,
up
Dave.
tier digital, catch up tier cover A, which is
Mhm.
like all the A covers, right? From all the issues, the main covers,
No,
or
this is cover A of issue 4, right? So you can get the catch-up tier with cover A of issue 4, or the catch-up tier with
oh,
cover B of issue
okay.
4.
So that would have 1, 2, and
Oh,
3,
okay.
and 4 with
Yes,
cover A. Okay, got it.
yes,
And then
and
B here. Okay, catch up
yes,
tier with B cover. Okay.
and for cover no, for issue 3 there are also 2 different covers, but you will get a random one, um,
Or catch up
Is
depending
there
on
tier
stock.
cover A and then
so can I?
personal commissions. You say come with what does that all come with? It's a 7 by 11.
Yeah,
You get
you get original art sent to your
uh
home. You get the high-res digital emailed. You get both covers of Perfect 10 issue 4,
B.
uh, and
Wow.
I will sign them also. I get the stretch goals and the print.
Yeah, gorgeous and grotesque print, unlike
Yes,
stretch goes, and your eternal gratitude. He
yes,
will be
very much.
eternally grateful. Original cover art has not been claimed. Cover B for cover B.
Mhm.
Original double page splash
Oh,
on the campaign. Yeah. And cover A has been claimed.
Yes,
So
that's all.
yeah, that's the only thing. Everything else is up for grabs, folks. With Perfect
Yes,
10. Yeah.
Dave,
and
do
you
you
get
have an add-on for issue number 3? Because I believe I missed number 3.
yes, you can. Yes, every book is as add-on available.
Is available as an add-on?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yes, sir.
So really, this is the first appearance of these two characters. Is
Yes.
this the first appearance of Calamity?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
no, this is cool. She was introduced first in Perfect 10 issue 2,
Oh,
and
okay.
issue 3 we learned more about her, and then we finished with this big cliffhanger that she appeared at Division M, like the headquarters of the good guys, and in issue 4 she will just wreak havoc. It's
Well, this is wonderful stuff, and you're going to want to get it, because what really adds collectability and valuable, if that's important to you, besides a good read and good art, is first appearances. So you get 2 first appearances here at least, right? And this is their
with
first
every issue,
appearance
by
on
the
a
way,
cover.
with every issue I try to introduce new characters.
Yes.
Because we have so many, but I want to slowly like those
Mhm.
new characters in there, and it has to also make sense to the story.
Right.
I don't just throw them in there to show them. It has to actually
Right.
mean something to the story.
Right. Good for you, Dave. What is the emblem there on their uniforms?
That's like GG, 2 G's,
Right.
like a circle.
Oh, gruesome and gorgeous. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gorgeous and grotesque.
Duh.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, grotesque. I'm sorry.
I feel stupid now, Dave.
What was the girl with the black wings and the horns? The red skinned. What's her character?
That's Diabolique.
Oh, Diabolique. Okay.
Yeah, she is introduced in issue 3 for the first time.
Okay, that's why I'm not familiar with her. All right. I like her, man.
Didn't you introduce a lot of characters within issue 3, like the volcanic character and that character?
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
Because 10 is transported to the Citadel where all these villains are. So we suddenly needed a lot of villains, right? And then issue 3 was very difficult to write. Because there's so much going on. There's so many characters, and I don't want to overwhelm people. So some characters you just see briefly. Some of them have just one line of dialogue. So we have to contain the story, right? Yeah. But Diabolique has a little bit of a bigger role.
That was like an instant rogues gallery in issue 3, wasn't it?
Yes, but that was just part of them, right? We had to make a selection because there's so much more. Like with villains, right? That we have we can make hundreds.
Yeah.
Because in this universe there are like hundreds of them.
How do you design your characters, Dave? I've probably asked you that before. I start with the head. If I can get the head of the character, then I can do the costume. How do you do it?
I go with powers. So I have this idea for a cool power set, and then I think so.
Yeah.
Or it starts with a name. So I have a cool name. Oh, I want a villain with that name, and then
yeah. That's what happened with Silver Boa for me. I heard a news broadcast that said a new Silver Boa constrictor had been discovered. I believe this was back in 2007 on Conception Island, which was a great name for an island, Conception Island. And but it's found only on that island, and they just found it in 2017, I believe it was. Wow. And I said, Silver Boa, I'm going to create a Silver Boa character. And grab that name as quick, because that's a great name, And
sounds classic also. The name Silver Boa.
Yeah. He's got a little retro feel to him. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's basically a gunman dressed in silver, like with
sometimes it just happens, right? Ideas just happen.
One of my favorite of your designs as well, right? I like it.
Yeah, I think Silver Boa is going to be, going to be a fan favorite. Dave, I wanted to show you a couple things.
Yes.
Not to get off yours, but
no,
I wanted to show you some things, and then when I come over to your channel, I'll bring this stuff as well. But that's like Ryan James had done. I'm looking into the future. This is actually a wraparound cover for issue 6, and that's Sea Demon there, all beat up.
Oh wow! So you already have the entire story laid out.
No, but this is the beginning of the story right here. Really, the 6 issue.
Issue 6 is the beginning.
It doubles back. It does a Jinsaki, and he did the pencils. He does the pencils on the back,
All right.
and then he puts it on a light box and flips it and inks it. And so you get
That's
both
remarkable.
pencils. You get both pencils and inks with Ryan often.
Cool.
And this is connecting. Let's see if I get that right. Yeah, like this.
Look at that.
This will be the front, and this will be the back with the characters porting.
Oh,
in.
that's a wraparound.
That's Silver Boa there in the front with the gun. That kind of looks a little like Grifter.
Oh, right. Yes.
You know, somewhat. I mean, he wanted to combine the two characters because I have a retro Silver Boa from the 30s, and I have and I'd never considered using her because she's a villain for a Yakuza assassin called Sweet Baby.
Sweet Baby,
and she's from the 40s, from the 30s and 40s. Yeah, and so I like that one so much where she's crouching on the front of the motorcycle there. That I had him do another one for another cover that I have in mind of her unsheathing her sword, and just gorgeous stuff. I couldn't be happier. He's going to work on another Western female character for me because he does female characters really nice, called Midnight, and I'm excited about that. That's his next thing he's going to work on for me.
Cool.
And then I've been inking a wraparound cover. Here's the for issue 1 that eventually come out, and here's the modern day Silver Boa here. He kind of like he did a mashup between the two, and I said sure for that cover, that's fine. But I'm in the process of inking this one.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
And this will all link up. It's a wraparound cover. All the issues for issue 6 are wraparound, but this is a villains versus heroes sort of. Let's see if I can get that going there. You know, wraparound, and then there's the villains from the different stories or whatever.
Right. Yes.
So I'm in the process of making that. So yeah, I like a lot of characters too. Oh, and I'll show you this. This was with his campaign Octagon. This was I picked a character that really wasn't doing for anybody. So this is one of his characters. The inks there on the pencils on the back, and then his ink job. Shadowhawk got one too, but he got a different character. Oh, he got a salamandroid done by Ryan. So,
right.
Yeah,
wait,
good stuff.
Did the helmet change when he inked it? I thought it was different.
Well, I can show it to you again. I really haven't had just time to.
Oh no, the fin is still.
Yeah, the fin's still on.
Yes.
Just kind of in black there. You know, it's a little bit
Yes.
more prominent here because he's got that black background, black against black. Yeah, here's that salamandroid that.
Here's the Sal commission I got.
Wow.
Which I love. And then
he got a little bit of his tail in there too, didn't he? I just noticed that.
Oh yeah, over on the side.
A little bit of tail, the tip of the tail in there.
Yeah,
on the fringe.
Exactly. Coming in from off frame, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then here's the Gorgo that Ryan did for me, which is just spectacular.
Gorgo was a 62 sort of Godzilla kaiju like movie that was set in the UK where he destroys the Big Ben Tower. If you've never seen Gorgo, I think you can go on YouTube and watch it, but it's good.
Yeah, it's available on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's actually it's a fun movie.
All right.
Well, what do you hope to do with Perfect 10, Dave? I mean, just ramp it up for big climactic story arc. You got a big ending coming up.
Yeah. So this particular issue is very action packed, and then we have one more issue because things need to happen.
Yeah.
And after that, this arc is done. And then after some time, I would like to bundle everything. Also, hopefully, add some deleted scenes. We have made pages that we never used because I tend to rewrite stuff while pages are being drawn. So,
But that can get costly, can it, Dave?
Yes.
Pages
So,
that you don't use.
yes,
Yeah.
these are costly
Well,
mistakes. Yes.
But in printing, I mean, it's extra content for, like you said, behind the scenes, right? You can always use it somewhere, right?
Exactly. I told
Yeah.
Pau, don't worry, we will find a way to show them because some of these pages are even colored. So
Yeah.
they were completely
wow.
done. And then I was like, no, I wanted to change things up. This happens, but we will use them somehow. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope it never happens to me, Dave, but it probably will, you know.
Yeah, things. Look,
Maybe
man.
maybe in 10 years, instead of Marvel and DC, they'll be talking about Momentum and Genuine Comics.
Ooh, cool.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe crossover.
Yeah.
Silver Boa meets 10 or something.
Now you're introducing a lot of characters here. If it ends in issue 5, what happens to all these characters? How are we ever going to see them again?
Well, the all these titles, every title that we make take place in the same world. So
Right.
you can
Okay.
still see these characters.
They might pop up in another title
Yes,
that you're
yes,
releasing.
we had
Okay.
like our villain Chernobyl from Perfect 10. He appeared in American Bliss also. So you can see like that this world is connected, right?
Fanta says, pat that like button gently on the head,
Yes,
then smack it right in the face in Minecraft.
I will do it right away.
I love
Absolutely.
you, Fanta.
Oh, you're a good boy.
Thank you, Rex, for doing this. For
Thank
having me
you for
on.
coming on, Dave. It's been a lot of
Oh, yeah.
fun,
Thanks for coming, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too, Shadow. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, man. It's always great to talk to you, Dave. And love Perfect 10. Love what you're doing, man. Keep up the great work, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So I know you're excited about it. Do you have any other channels or anything lined up that you're going to be on, or are you going to be streaming yourself or something?
Yeah, I have a stream on my own channel later today.
Okay.
And I was invited to the bargain bin for Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Sugar Chris invited me, but it's pretty quiet, so not many people.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty weird sometimes to ask people to come on, but I'm asking the same from other people to just reach out to me. So it's something that I need to do.
Yeah.
So I hope to get on more shows, especially some like I asked Mandy. So I don't know if she said yes.
Now you didn't have to ask me. It's like, hey, would you come on? I was
Oh, man.
excited to
Mandy's
have Dave
awesome,
on.
dude. You'll have a good time with Mandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been
Oh,
there
absolutely.
before. Yeah.
I always see something new because your creations are so great, and your designs and like your color choices and things like that. It's I like that, like what Shadowhawk said, that it's not so darkly
Right.
colored.
Yeah.
It's kind of got the Bronze Age aesthetic to it somewhat.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I just love these superhero books to be colorful and
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
exaggerated. I showcased you the Scott Clark book in the beginning, so you know the kind of things that I like. Over the top.
Over the top. Yeah.
Yeah. Over the top, colorful, bright. Plus it needs to have like cool stories. I don't just want spectacle without substance, right? Which with Image was often the case. So I want to break that mold. So good stories, good action, good art,
Yeah.
and keeping the backers
Well, they're
happy.
all important, right? I mean, good art, good inking, good story, good coloring. It all goes hand in hand.
Yes,
Good
exactly.
lettering. If you've got bad
Even
lettering,
the
that can
lettering.
take
Yeah.
you out of the whole experience, right?
This is why on this campaign I put lettered pages. So I had some pages lettered for this campaign, so we can show people.
Uh-huh.
So you can read along. You can read like the quality of the writing, but also the quality of the lettering, right?
Yeah. Now you have the artist probably and not the letterer do like the sound effects within the art, right? Like crash,
No, the
boom.
letterer does that.
Oh, the lettering does that? Okay. All right.
Joel does that. Yeah.
I know some artists will somehow work, sometimes work that
Yeah,
into their design.
it's
But
true. Yeah.
then sometimes they leave it up to the lettering. I was just letterer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it as always. You're
Thank you, Rex.
always welcome on this channel. And hopefully before the campaign ends, you're on your first 30 days. You're only on your second, your second or third day, right? Second day.
Yes. Yes.
And
Second or third.
so hopefully before the campaign ends, you'll come back on. Hopefully.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You're always welcome over here, Dave. We always
Okay.
enjoy talking with you. You're such a creative individual, and I know a busy man. So with that, we're going to say adios, say la guerre. Any other words, Dave, for bye that you know?
For bye, auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. That's German. I picked up on that. Yeah.
Okay. Sayonara.
Sayonara. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Isn't that Japanese?
Adios.
Adios.
Oh,
right?
Sorry, guys.
Say goodbye,
Got kicked right at the end there.
Say goodbye to Dave.
Adios. Arrivederci.
I have one for you.
Have a great day, Dave.
Apex Comics. Ciao.